It's going to end in success. We are going to accomplish this mission. If we fail in this mission, everyone will see the largest tax increase in U.S. history at the end of this year when the Trump-era tax cuts expire. We have to extend them. There's been a little disagreement about the best way to get there, but I think we're going to come up with a product that is a framework that both chambers can work under.
Speaker Mike Johnson advanced the president's big, beautiful bill by a nose as Trump's money team of Scott Bessent and Kevin Hassett hit Capitol Hill to strategize next steps. And that's because the Senate is seeking some major changes to the House budget plan. Stakes couldn't be higher. Here's what happens if Congress fails to act. The tax rate on the lowest earners would jump from 10 to 15%. Middle-class Americans would see a rise from 22 to 25%. Tax credits shrink. And bigger bills and smaller estate exemptions for the highest earners, too. Plus, small businesses will be no longer able to deduct up to 20% of their qualified business income. That hurts investment, cuts into America's competitiveness. Getting the money back in the hands of the American people, that's what Commerce Secretary Lutnick says his objective is.
If you drive down our budget deficit, interest rates come smashing down. You balance this budget, interest rates in America are under 2%, right? And not by monetary nonsense, like really below 2%. Mortgages are so much cheaper. Food costs are so much cheaper. Our farmers can sell everywhere in the world. America explodes by winning. And that's Donald Trump's objective.
Okay, I'm coming to you, Taylor, because that's some bold talk on interest rates, and that is a huge problem in this economy. Lutnick says you get this stuff done, you bring interest rates down. Is the market saying that's what's going to happen right now?
My concern, and look, you brought up Howard Lutnick. I will also bring up Art Laffer, who says when you lower tax rates, revenue goes up. We saw that in Trump 1.0. That is a fact. The math and the charts say that. I believe it. My concern is we were coming off of a conversation about our debt and our deficit issues. And I am putting words in their mouth, but the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, I think, is a little ticked when they're looking at the budget that the House passed because of the debt and the deficits that they're running. And I am all for tax cuts, you guys. I am one of these that if I'm married with kids, I'm looking at $7,500. Believe me, I don't want that. I am all for this. But I don't love that we're going with more deficits when that is an issue that we have to tackle in this resolution bill and making these tax cuts either an extension or permanent.
You brought up the household budget last block, Jackie. Are these guys managing the household budget well, or do you not believe them?
I think they're doing the best they can under the circumstances. I don't think they were handed a great set of cards. You think about why interest rates went up, inflation, the crazy amount of spending that happened under the Biden administration. And you knew to a certain degree the market was going to go up, 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 but there's going to be some point where the market's, not going to be able to move higher anymore, where the kind of house of cards is going to come crashing down. I think their heart is in the right place. And I think what scares me is that everything has to work together perfectly for the whole equation. And I keep saying this, for the whole equation, for the whole wheel, every spoke has to function exactly on point for the plan to work out. I mean, ultimately, I think it will. I just think that there's going to be an environment where Americans and also businesses understand we weren't going to have those sub 2% interest rates forever. I mean, that was coming out of a long period of the financial crisis. Savers were penalized during that period. I wasn't all for that. I think there is a magic interest rate where people can earn a little interest and save in the bank, where businesses are not paying through the nose to be able to invest. And we have to kind of find that tipping point.
The magic interest rate. Art Laffer's name was invoked just now. Dagan and I talked to him last night on the bottom line. He loves what happened on Capitol Hill with the big, beautiful bill. Dagan.
So fight me back on that.
Well, no, so I'm going to Dagan on this. He loved it. He's not so concerned about what the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget is concerned about. Dagan, are people missing the big picture in what happened on Capitol Hill?
Republicans aren't missing it because it was a stunning victory for the Republicans to pass just this kind of blueprint of a budget bill. Now it moves to, and Steve Moore writes about it today, and Larry Kudlow, I'm going to channel my Kudlow, I'm going to do my best Kudlow, is what this moves to scrapping the CBO scoring of this budget bill, meaning you take the way that Senator Mike Crapo, the chair of Finance Committee over in the Senate, wants to score this, which is treating the Trump tax cuts as current policy, neutral.
Yep.
That is at zero cost. And so then you can make those tax cuts permanent. Mm-hmm. And that's what the Senate wants. That's what everybody wants. That is certainly what businesses want, to give them that kind of certainty in operations and looking into the future and in planning. Who doesn't want that? So it's shove this down the CBO's throat, I say, because the Republicans and the House have always been, hand wringers about, what about the CBO? We have to wait till the CBO score comes out. No,
Wring your hands, CBO. Oh, no, Mike Dagan makes a point about being able to plan into the future on this tax bill. What the House got through in their blueprint is not permanent tax cuts. They're not. So You're going to go through this again. Do they have to be permanent?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Make it current law. It's all like in Washington, they have their own version of math. Like it's beyond Common Core and it has a lot to do with the CBO. Of course, make these permanent. Stretch these out as far, like make it the law of the land that these are the tax cuts, okay? But we need to see more budget cuts from Republicans. You are allegedly fiscal conservatives. That's the party, okay, yet you don't practice it. It's like, you may be a good conservative firebrand. You come on this network and other ones, and get great talking points. You need to cut the budget. You need to start looking at the defense budget. It's almost $1 trillion a year that we can't afford to keep spending, okay? And if we can get in somewhere where we're at 2 to 3% deficit a year, interest rates will come down dramatically, and this whole thing gets right side up with these tax cuts.
Okay, if you're going to do that, if you're going to go permanent, those cuts got to be deep. It can't just be paying people who are dead. We got to leave it on that note. That's a good note to leave it on.